Everything Real Housewives of Potomac stars have said about Karen Huger's jail sentence. Upon Karen Huger's recent DUI sentencing, many of her fellow Bravo personalities and other stars have shared their thoughts. "I am shook," Gizelle Bryant said during her February 26 event at City Winery. "This just happened today. I do not have her wigs. I am concerned. In all seriousness, I am concerned for her safety. Karen ain't cut out for jail." News broke several hours earlier that Huger, 61, was sentenced to 1 year in jail after being found guilty of driving under the influence. "No, I'm not an alcoholic, let's be clear," Huger had said in a pre-taped message during the recent RHOP reunion. "This is very frightening, but I accept full responsibility for everything that went on with my car accident. I don't care about me right now. I care about my children, I care about my family. They are so hurt." During the trial, Huger's attorney further claimed that the overuse of prescription medicine caused the traffic incident. Huger was charged with a DUI, driving recklessly after a March 2024 car accident. In December 2024, Huger was found guilty on nearly all charges except the count of reckless driving. "Although we are disappointed in the jury's verdict, we of course respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case," Huger's attorney Scott Bolden said in a statement at the time. "We continue to reserve Mrs. Huger's right to an appeal and intend to fully pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your support and prayers for Mrs. Huger and her family at this time." Throughout the court case and the latest season of RHOP, Huger continued to maintain her innocence. Several of her co-stars, however, questioned what occurred. "I always knew she was guilty," Maya Thornton said on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in January. "Sorry I did. It's very, very sad. I really feel like if she would have just owned up to what she did, then we would not know." Ahead of the verdict, Bryant also expressed sadness over the incident in an exclusive interview with Us Weekly earlier this month when asked about her colleague's potential prison sentence. "I mean, do I want to see her go to jail? Absolutely not. But do I want to see her take accountability? For sure," Bryant told us in February. "I don't know. I mean, Karen going to jail. That would break my heart, so we'll see." Huger had skipped the RHOP reunion in favor of attending an in-treatment recovery program in January. She was fully supported in this choice, her rep said in a statement. "We stand behind Karen as she embarks on this meaningful journey and are proud of her for taking such a significant step forward in her personal growth." The RHOP star told us in February that she was shocked by the sentence. "I'm just keeping her in my prayers because I'm sure it's a very difficult time for her," Osefo said. "I cried like a baby, I did." During a February appearance on the Tamron Hall show, Darby noted she cried like a baby when she first found out. "I really do encourage everyone to keep Karen in your prayers," Darby added. "I really care about her and I learned this on the train coming here today." In March, Bryant offered an update about Huger's life behind bars. "I have reached out to her husband Ray. He's keeping the circle that's going to be contacting Karen very tight. As of right now, I'm not on it," she said on Radio Andy. "All the ladies have been very concerned about Ray. I did tell him, we want to start sending you food on a weekly basis. We're gonna take turns. He did say he's overwhelmed with food. No, thank you. He knows we're here to support in whichever way we can." The Housewives executive producer said on his Radio Andy show in March that he was thinking of Huger every day. "We haven't been on since Karen was sentenced, and I don't have much to say," Cohen said. "I will say I am thinking of Karen every day. I've been thinking about her a lot and I'm so sad about this. I'm so sad about how this entire thing has played out." While Cohen proclaimed to be a fan of Huger, he further acknowledged the seriousness of her actions. "It's so bad, so that this was her fourth situation was tough to hear, and I'm not surprised that the judge was not playing, you know," he said. "I'm not surprised at all, and then hearing what I heard on the reunion last night from Gizelle, who said that she heard that she was offered a plea and home confinement for 6 months. Who were her lawyers that were recommending to go to trial on this when they knew there was body cam footage like that? I mean, it's so sad." The grande dame of Potomac has found herself in a real-life scandal that no one saw coming except, perhaps, her co-stars. Karen Huger, the self-proclaimed queen of etiquette and shade, has now landed in hot water, and her fellow Real Housewives of Potomac's cast members are not holding back. From subtle digs to outright shade, here's everything they've said about Karen Huger's jail sentence. ##### Gizelle Bryant. The hypocrisy is laughable. No one relishes a moment to shade Karen Huger, quite like Gizelle Bryant. When the news broke of Karen's legal troubles, Gizelle was quick to make her stance known. "Oh, the irony of it all," she said in an Instagram live session. "Miss, I'm the Grand Dame, I'm above all of you," is now facing real consequences. The hypocrisy is laughable. Gizelle then hinted that Karen's legal issues might have been brewing for a while. "You really thought she was as squeaky clean as she claimed to be? Chile, please." She also added that the situation is unfortunate, but refused to show any real sympathy, stating, "It's not my business, but we all have to take accountability at some point." #### Robin Dixon. I'm just waiting for the excuses. Robin Dixon, who has had her fair share of feuds with Karen, did not hold back. "She always has an excuse for everything," Robin said on her podcast. "I can already hear her blaming Ray, blaming her assistant, blaming her accountant, everybody but herself." Robin also questioned whether Karen would try to spin this situation as another misunderstanding. "Listen, I love a good Karenism, but this isn't a bad restaurant review or a tax hiccup. This is serious. She might finally have to own up to something." #### Candiace Dillard Bassett. "I'm sure she'll cry her way out of it." Candiace, who has had an up-and-down relationship with Karen, initially expressed shock. "I can't believe it. Not Karen," she said when asked during an interview. But her sympathy didn't last long. Knowing her, she'll probably give a grand speech, shed a few tears, and somehow make herself the victim. It's a gift, truly. Candiace also hinted that Karen's holier-than-thou attitude might have rubbed some people the wrong way. You can only look down on people for so long before someone makes you look up. And right now, Karen is looking up at the judge. #### Ashley Darby. This feels like karma. Ashley, always one to stir the pot, wasn't exactly surprised by the news. "This feels like karma, doesn't it?" she mused during an interview. "Karen has been running her mouth about all of us for years, acting like she's untouchable. Well, clearly she's not." Ashley also claimed that Karen may have enemies in high places. "You never know who you're stepping on while climbing to the top. Some people wait for the perfect moment to watch you fall." #### Mia Thornton. We all have skeletons. Mia, who has had a rocky friendship with Karen, took a more diplomatic approach. "Listen, none of us are perfect. We all have skeletons, we all have secrets," she said during an Instagram Q&A, "but this is a reminder that no matter how much money you have or how fabulous you are, the law doesn't care." Mia then hinted that she knew more than she was letting on. "Let's just say I wasn't exactly shocked when I heard the news. The streets have been talking. #### Wendy Ositfo. Is this the real reason she moved?" Wendy, who has clashed with Karen in the past, had her own theories. "Is this the real reason she moved out of Potomac?" she asked her followers on social media. Because let's be real, that was suspicious from the jump. She also pointed out Karen's history of financial troubles. Karen and Ray have had money issues before, so maybe this was just another chapter in that saga. Either way, I hope she's got a good lawyer. #### Karen's response. The truth will come out. As for Karen herself, she has maintained her innocence. In a statement posted to her Instagram, she wrote, "I will not be commenting on these false allegations. The truth will come out, and justice will prevail. I appreciate my fans and their support." She has also been spotted filming for the upcoming season, which means viewers may get to see her side of the story play out on screen. Whether or not she'll get redemption remains to be seen. ###. What's next for the Grande Dame? With Karen's legal troubles making headlines, fans are wondering how this will impact her standing on RHOP. Will Bravo stand by her, or will this scandal be too much for the network to handle? One thing is for sure, Potomac just got a whole lot messier, and we can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Stay tuned because if we know anything about Karen Huger, she won't go down without a fight.